Hi everyone, I'm Janelle George and I'm the venue coordinator here at Central Library. I'm going to show you all of our wedding spaces today, starting with the Simon Reading Room. The Simon Reading Room is the old historic part of the library built in 1917. We can use this space for ceremony, cocktail hour, or reception based on your needs and guest count. The first option is to host your ceremony in this space on the main level of Simon. We can fit up to 220 chairs on the main level and an additional 80 chairs up on the balcony if your guest count is closer to 300. The ceremonies take place on the east end of the room, either down here at the bottom of the staircase where I'm standing with the bridal party on both sides, or up at the top of the stairs with the bridal party standing on the stairs. If you're hosting your ceremony at a different location and you only need space for cocktail hour and reception, you can host your cocktail hour on the main level of Simon. We would place one bar on this side of the staircase and another bar on the opposite side of the staircase, with the cocktail tables scattered all around the main floor. Guests would also have access to the balcony upstairs. If you're looking for a ceremony and reception space for 125 guests or less, you can use the Simon Reading Room for both. We would set up the room for the reception and leave an aisle down the middle of the room for the ceremony. The ceremony would still take place at the east end of the room, at the top of the stairs or the bottom of the stairs. Guests would sit at the reception tables during the ceremony, head upstairs to the balcony for cocktail hour, and come back downstairs to be seated for the reception. This is where you can host your cocktail hour if you have your ceremony down on the main level. We would put one bar in this alcove on this side of the balcony and another bar on the opposite side of the room to utilize this entire space. The balcony wraps all the way around Simon. We place the cocktail tables all the way down this hallway where guests will be able to spread out to enjoy hors d'oeuvres, drinks, and be able to mingle. Guests would also have the option to stay downstairs on the main level of Simon and stay seated. The library is a public facility and the entire space is ADA compliant. We're now in the Center for Black Literature and Culture. For weddings, we use this space as a place to have a private cocktail hour with your bridal party, if you choose, before joining all of your guests at the reception. There's tables and chairs in here that you can use, and the Ritz-Charles will provide drinks, hors d'oeuvres, and bring up anything you need. There's no additional fees to use this space for a private cocktail hour for your bridal party. This room also connects to the Atrium, so let's go ahead and head out there. This is the staircase that you would come down to be introduced into the reception. We're now in the Atrium, where we can host receptions for up to 450 guests with a dance floor. Typically, we would have a band or a DJ up against the glass escalator wall, the dance floor where I'm standing in the middle of the room, and the head table on the far side of the dance floor, with the guest tables spread around the room. One of my favorite things about this space is the information desk. We use the information desk as the bar for weddings. We clear off the counters and computers and we can set up 2 separate bars at the desk. We can also set up a third bar over by the copper structure on the other side of the atrium. We've recently installed these gray curtain panels that you can use to block off the back half of the atrium to make this space feel more intimate for your reception. We're now outside in the East Garden that can be used for ceremonies and/or cocktail hour. If you'd like to host your ceremony and cocktail hour out in the garden, we would use one end of the garden for the ceremony and the other half of the garden for the cocktail hour. The green awnings and tables and chairs stay there so guests would have a chance to be able to sit down if needed. If you're only looking for cocktail hour and reception space, you can host your cocktail hour out in the East Garden. We would set the bars along the sidewalk and the cocktail tables would be spread out along the grass. That if you choose to have your ceremony or cocktail hour out in the East Garden, we would decide the day before if we needed to move things inside into the Simon Reading Room due to inclement weather. We do include parking for up to 300 guests in our underground parking garage, and guests can leave their cars here overnight. If you'd like to see pictures and videos of some of our recent weddings, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Events at Central Library. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.